States was intentionally done. You can go back, and there are congressional committees that were formed in the 20s, in the 30s, and in the 50s. And these committees were tasked with the job of going and finding out everything that could be discovered about the tax-exempt foundations, such as the Carnegie Institute, the Carnegie Endowment, all the different Rockefeller foundations, the Ford Foundation. And what they discovered, and specifically highlighted in the Reece Commission. If you really want to know about this, go and start with the Reece Commission, R-E-E-C-E. And what the Reece Commission discovered, literally by going into the Carnegie Endowment and the Rockefeller Foundation's own papers, where they had warehoused them, was that when those institutions were initially founded, their entire purpose was to execute a reformatting strategy on the United States of America to accomplish specific objectives. A, to create a socialism class of worker, a non-imaginative, non-critical thinking worker who could repeat rote facts, the adaptation of the Prussian model as developed by Otto von Bismarck. That model was literally exported to the United States. And see, through the foundations then would go and give all of the grants, all of the award money, all of the research money to scientists that held the same type of views so that they could accomplish those objectives. And so what you saw was the gradual reformatting of American education to take the American pupil from being a critical thinker to understanding the why and the how to becoming a rote robot whose only ability is to memorize and regurgitate the information that is inputted into him. And the wealth, the use of behavioral science by B.F. Skinner, the use of Hegel's model of schooling, all scientifically crafted behavior modification. And see, the teachers literally taught to teach in a specific manner so as to create environments where the student and the individual is afraid to speak out, is afraid to challenge the authority, is afraid to challenge the status quo based on a system of reward and punishment. Literally, the schools teach you not to stick your neck out, not to stand up, not to be an individual. And then combined with this, moral relativism, socialism, globalization, all of these being intensely indoctrinated into the American politic. And then you look over the last 100 years, you can go and look, I've read on air, the tests from the 1890s, where literally I am a college level educated person, so are the producers in the studio, can only answer about half of the questions on the test. We have gone from the most literate, the largest class of inventors, patent holders, the most educated population in the world, now steadily falling. So why would the super capitalists, the monopoly capitalists, the robber barons, and I mean this is what's ultimately frightening about this, is it's the same class of people. They're behind the CFR, they're behind the educational system, all intentionally reformatting society, utilizing the most scientific, the most advanced forms of behavior modification and mind control, where the school system is the first and prime, and then the own writings. John Dewey, B.F. Skinner, all of the great educational masters of the last 150 years. And you read all of the people, and they all have this constant theme of taking the student and creating him to be a social construct that can be reformatted with whatever information is desired to be inputted. And what has been inputted? The dumbing down slave class of the United States. And then you combine that with the absolute mind control, the propaganda matrix that is the television. Then you combine that with the chemical attack in the foods, in the water, in the air, and that is why you get a population that is sick, a population that cannot even recognize the dangers and the threats that are around it.